I'm not gonna lie. This like out of context, this just sounds like another generic '90s music from something from like Switchfoot or like, you know what I mean, like Offspring or I don't know.
It's the Trinity MMO Show. He is risen.
He's risen indeed.
Welcome to episode 83 of the Trinity MMO Show. This week, daily quest from your game masters. Name that game with Solomon. Okay, so the main story quest was the best MMORPG ever, the storyline, in our world events. So we are so glad you joined us for some good old MMO news and MMO opinions. The Trinity MMO Show title, if you haven't figured it out by now, or heard it enough times, stands for a group of three closely related persons or things. And in this case, there are three of threes. There's the first Trinity, the Holy Trinity of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. Second Trinity is the MMO Trinity of Tank, Healer, DPS.
We're almost there.
The third Trinity is the three of us. You can still three of us. There's 1, 2, and a picture of SirJahzeal. And by the way, that's 1, 2, 3 bullets. So that's three threes there. And so threes coming out all over the place.
Boom goes the dynamite.
As always, we have, well, not as always, we don't have some of our MMORPG experts here to guide you and me. We're missing our sensei, SirJahzeal, so please pray for him that he feels better. We do have a resident YouTuber at Coffee and RPGs and Whiskey and RPG, Solomon SK.
Oh, everybody.
And then there's me, Kennethan. Each weekly quest with you with some MMO news and MMO opinions. That's not working because I'm on a different screen. Okay. It's time for some quests. All right, we'll get some quests here. Questing is based on some stories or ideas we picked along the way that we want to talk about and comment on. Okay, so hey, Eve having FanFest right now in Reykjavik, Iceland. You're a little late. If you wanted to go because it was fixed at 6th and 7th, and I don't think it's the 7th anymore. Maybe it is still the 7th, but yeah. Who plays Eve Online anyways? Yeah, who plays Eve Online anyways? Rift is bringing Rift, yeah. Gamigo, who bought the whole thing from Trying Worlds, is bringing back the Battle Pass and has a bunch of events this year. So they're bringing back the very first Battle Pass this week that the game ever ran.
Investing in that game
way back when. Well, it's the original Battle Pass. So in its rework version, you can progress through 30 levels by completing daily and weekly quests. You can play the Battle Pass for free and be rewarded by various consumable and artifacts. The Battle Pass runs until August 8th. So there's been some money put into it, but yeah.
It's amazing.
So a bigger thing was this past week was the day before. It was a game coming out in June 21st. And we had planned on streaming it and playing it. Well, I call it going under the knife to update its engine. It's going to cut out its spine and put a new spine in. They're going from the Unreal Engine 4 to the Unreal Engine 5, and this will delay things until March 1st of 2023.
I support it. Unreal Engine 5, gorgeous graphics engine.
If you have not seen everything that Epic's been showing about the Unreal Engine 5, you can say it is gorgeous. So it's worth it. It's worth it to wait.
Yep.
All right. Ship of Heroes beta is this happening this weekend. Not a beta, okay. And it's focused on player housing. Okay. I just want to know what's going to come out. You know.
It's still free content, I suppose.
Yeah. There's a corporation you may not have heard of called Embracer Corporation, or sorry, Embracer Group. Now they're formerly known as THQ Nordic AB. I go, oh, THQ Nordic AB case. So they've been purchasing a lot of studios and IPs. Okay, they recently acquired the development studios of Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, and a catalog of IPs including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and more than 50 back catalog games from Square Enix Holdings Corporation. Not Final Fantasy XIV. It's not everything. You know, Square Enix didn't give everything up. So what's interesting about this group is I didn't realize this, so I wanted to give you guys more update on this group. is a parent company of businesses led by entrepreneurs in PC, console, mobile, and board games and other related media. The group has an extensive catalog of over 850 owned or controlled franchises. Okay, they talked about they embrace great people, great companies, great ideas. So one of the subsidiaries, THQ Nordic GmbH, shared the same name and trademark as the parent company. Okay, the subsidiary was originally the original operating company that is currently one of several divisions. To avoid confusion, to clarify group structure, THQ Nordic AB became Embracer Group AB in September 2019. The THQ Nordic GmbH brand and company will continue to operate as a global video game publisher and developer. So it's kind of like, you got Zion, it's not Zion, ZeniMax Game Studio. ZeniMax Online does the ESO, and it's also the main company owns Bethesda. So it's like kind of confusing. So what's interesting about is the number of controlled or owned franchises: Saints Row, Goat Simulator, Dead Island, Darksiders, Metro, MX vs. ATV, Kingdoms of Amalur, Time Splitter, Satisfactory, Wreckfest, Insurgency, World War Z, and Borderlands. That's right, they own Gearbox. That was also part of it, okay? They're headquartered in Karlstad, Sweden, and has a global presence through its operating groups, which include THQ Nordic GmbH, Coach Media, GmbH, Deep Silver, Coffee Stain AB, Amplifier Game Invest, Saber Interactive, Deca Games, Gearbox Entertainment, Easy Brain, Asmodee, and Dark Horse. For those who don't know, Asmodee does a ton of board games. If you don't know, Dark Horse is a comic book publisher. The group has 119 internal game development studios and is engaging more than 12,500 employees and contracted employers in more than 40 countries. That's a company to keep watching out for.
Wait, so this company bought a portion of Square Enix? Is that okay?
They bought the Montreal.
Oh, okay.
They bought Square Enix Montreal.
That sounds like a lot of games. So what the heck does Square Enix own besides Final Fantasy then?
I don't know. Good question. I know that what got me was when I read it, I go, oh, only Montreal. Okay, cool. That's all. They didn't buy everything as Square Enix, because obviously Final Fantasy 14, as well as there's other IP, that came out that no one's playing. You know, there's some kind of Dark Splitters, Dark Right. I forget. No.
Yeah, the
no announcement, no real hype. Got launched.
I know what you're talking about.
Nobody's playing it. It was like under 100 people concurrent playing now. It's supposed to be a multiplayer type game. It looked really cool. I think I actually played the beta. Really cool looking, but because the guy gets all of a sudden knocked out, and he's like transporting the future. And this nice, wonderful world's going to be terraformed, and all of a sudden something happened, and now they got these factions, and humans are killing humans, and just, anyways. But
Babylon's Fall, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Babylon's Fall. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I was watching this article, I'm like, oh, okay, Gearbox, okay, but that's all Asmodee. I go, whoa, board games, and then Dark Horse, like, whoa. This is a company that has its foothold into a lot of nerdom. Okay, so I think that's very interesting, personally. So we'll see what happens with it. So that was all the news I had that I want to talk about this week. So now we're going to go into Name That Game with what?
I could cover some news.
Sorry. We're going to turn it over to Solomon.
Just to compensate. Although, the reason... Okay, so if you guys didn't know, the reason why I don't cover the news much here on the RPG show is because I pretty much cover it on my own.
He's got a YouTube channel. Yeah, better watch the YouTube channel.
But there are a few that I wanted to bring up. Sure. Elite Dangerous, to those of you who are playing the console versions of the game, fortunately and unfortunately, but fortunately, your accounts will be transferred over to the PC version of the game, so you don't have to start from scratch. But they wouldn't have to do that in the first place if the company who made it, I'm blanking out on the name, is able to support the two games at the same time, but they can't because of source code. I guess it's just way too complicated for the console version of the game. So there's that. So good on them. Frontier, that's the name. Yeah, Frontier. Good on Frontier for allowing console players to port on over. I'm gonna include this here anyways, even though it's kind of an MMO, but not really. Fallout 76 is getting the Pit expansion to their PTS servers really soon, if not already. And the reason why I'm excited about this one, despite the fact that I haven't played 76 yet, is because the pit was the original expansion to, DLC for Fallout 3. I
Oh,
believe it was one of the
really?
last ones. Yeah.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is the expansion that allows you to go from DC over to Pittsburgh, and the pit was like this gladiatorial DLC where you go in and it's been so long since I played Fallout 3. I can't remember the details, but I do remember the weapon it introduced was like this giant saw that you would wield as a melee weapon, and you just saw people to death. That's like the only thing I remember. But what's really cool is that you actually get to see the pit in the Fallout 4 engine, or whatever Fallout 76 uses, which is probably an updated version of the Fallout 4 engine, I would
Really?
assume.
I don't.
Yeah, so I think
Doesn't
that's
look
really
like it.
cool. Although there are numerous indie projects that are trying to bring Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in the Fallout 4 engine, and a lot of them do look very promising. It looks super cool. The biggest hurdle, obviously, is going to be the voiceovers. They can't use the voices from the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas because that's a direct violation of copyright rules and laws and stuff like that.
Okay.
So just putting that out there in case you haven't heard of it. To those of you who are playing Terra Online, I know you guys are going offline pretty soon here, I believe in June, but fret not, there's already a rogue server for you guys to play on. Yes, it's called Menma's Terra Emulator. So if you want to go ahead and jump in there. And the reason why this is really interesting is that this particular rogue server actually is one of the what do you call it? One of the first iterations of the game, because I know later on towards the more modern iterations of the game, they kind of changed around a little bit with the continents and Noob Island and stuff like that. But this is like
Okay.
vanilla, you know, so a lot of fond memories there, I will admit. If you still play Star Wars or Old Republic, be sure to log in before the 10th of June, so that way you get your May the 4th be with you
Oh, that's
droid or mini
right.
pet.
Yeah.
I think it's a droid. I can't remember, but you do get something for logging in for the May 4th event. And lastly, this is not an MMORPG at all, but I have to include it. They're almost done with Final Fantasy 16. They have a trailer ready to go that will be released
Really?
sometime, hopefully
Hmm.
in the near future. I don't know when, but yeah, Yoshida said that Final Fantasy 16 is almost complete, almost done. So maybe we could expect a late 2022, perhaps maybe even a early 2023 release of the game. Who knows? But Final Fantasy 16, that's a game I'm looking forward to just because it's more gritty, it's more violent than your typical Final Fantasy game. It looks very similar to, not similar, but it seems like it borrows a lot from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
As to say that it's just more adult looking than any other previous entry, which I think it's a nice change up. So, yep, that's it.
And the guy who's doing that, Yoshi P. So
Yep, Yoshi
people
P,
have a lot
exactly.
of he has good cred, you might say, with all the gamers for Final Fantasy 14. So him taking on that one is like, hey, okay, this should be a good one. You know, I don't know. That one I might buy. I didn't buy 15. I'm not really a single player Final Fantasy 14 player, or Final Fantasy, sorry, player, except 10. So 10 was one of the things where I played on the console in my living room, my kids watching. It was a
10 was
wonderful
fun.
bonding time with my kids. So
Oh,
that
there
was
you
kind of
go.
cool. Yeah,
I did bond with you, Dad. We did.
there you go. I didn't finish the final boss though. I had a friend, I had one of my son's friends finish the final boss, so
I don't even
it was
remember
fine.
the final boss.
I also can't do the whole how they do that thing with the hands. You know, I don't know. Anyways,
The what?
you know, their symbol, their hand symbol, like I don't know.
Like the
Anyways,
ninjutsu thing from.
well, they used to do that all the time. Like they say hi to each other, right? They'd like do some kind of. Never mind.
Oh, I barely remember that.
All right. Anyways,
I'm gonna go
now it's
get my
time.
game.
Now it's time to play Name That Game with Solomon SK. So I have not codified that into an actual sound alert type button. I'm not sure if I want to or not. It feels like I feel so stupid. Okay, but I could do better. I think, which is probably why I haven't really released it. Let me see. Where's my audio thing? So there you go. Closet full of games with other names. Name that game with Solomon XK. Guessing the fame. What are their names? Name that game with Solomon XK. All right, there you go. DBZ. What does DBZ stand for? Dragon Ball Z. Well, it's not Dragon Ball Z. Let's talk about Final Fantasy X. So.
Hey Ken.
Yeah.
I need like 3 minutes. I'm gonna pick a game, but it's like on top of the closet. So go ahead and just kind of like talk to chat for a bit, okay?
I can talk to chat, I think. Yeah. So today, in my real life thing, I went to my older daughter's place, and we went to a nursery to buy some plants as a part of a birthday gift to her. Afterwards, and I had lunch with her and her fiance, and it was fun doing that. And I came home. It was a fun time, and they were off to go see Doctor Strange. So I'm curious to know what they think of it after they're done. You know, what's they get text messages for them? Yeah, mattress. I thought my mattress was being delivered today, but no. It's May 10th. Always fine. Kennethan, he put away that game out of reach because it's a bad game. Just kidding. Yeah, could be true. Another one he wanted to not remember at all. You know, that like put it back in. I'll keep it. I won't put it away, but put it back in the closet. I don't have to see it. Don't remember any bad memories about it. You're so right. You're so right with that. You know. So tomorrow Sunday there'll be church again. Are you playing WoW after the show? Yep, I am playing some WoW after the show. It is correct. I was going through I have a spreadsheet, like a journal thing. I was trying to updating it, all the things I've been doing. You know, I'm going. Also, I keep this on my calendar too. It's like today was that with my daughter. Tomorrow, might go see a movie tomorrow. I go see that one with the other multiverse movie with Michelle Yeoh. You know, BNet Chat or Discord. Probably Discord. I never really used BNet Chat, so I can't answer that one. Today is my dad's birthday, so he's now 78. Oh,
what a pain in the butt that was. I have way too much junk in my room.
I did some cleanup when the kids moved out one time. I did a lot of cleanup, so I'm gonna have to do it again. You know, more stuff just to downsize. I don't want to take it all with me. Why downsize and go to another house? I don't want to. I want to keep some stuff, not everything. So, but I gotta make sure I don't throw anything away that my wife might want. You know, but she's not here. So, all right, ready? I'm gonna play this song again. Okay.
Okie doke.
Different version this time.
Boo, 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 boo. It's that time. Boo, 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 boo. When we name that game. Boo, 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 boo. With Solomon Escape. Boo, 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 boo. Name that game. Boo, 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 boo.
Some bebop in there. Thank you, Yoshi. Congrats to my dad. All right. There were the 3 questions that you always got to give to us automatically because I keep talking about it. I'm going to say it again, okay? PC, console, or both. And then, like, genre, okay? Is it like FPS, Battle Royale, MOBA, you know, MMORPG?
You're going to get this one really fast.
Yeah, it's just me this time because SirJahzeal is the one who always has it in his mind and he's like, oh, I didn't think it was. Like,
trust me, you'll get this. You'll get this.
World of Warcraft.
It is It is a PC only.
PC only.
It's an MMORPG.
All right. So is it come out before 2010 or before 2010? Post or pre? Before. All right. So we go list like how about Warhammer Online? Oh.
Oh, I said no. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Dark Age of Camelot.
Nope.
World of Warcraft.
Nope.
MMORPG prior to 2010. So that would be also like EverQuest 2,
Yes, but nope.
Shadowbane,
Nope.
PlanetSide 1. Yeah,
Actually, I apologize. This actually came out after 2010. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Rift.
Although that should have been a clue. It was really close to 2010.
Like about Rift.
No, it
Like
wasn't
Rift.
Rift.
How about like I said, Guild Wars or Guild Wars 2?
It's neither of those.
All right, so MMORPG came out after 2010. Oh my gosh, WildStar.
Nope. Although I feel like you're closing in on this one.
All right, so it's a sci-fi, high venture. I mean, high venture is like elves and dwarves, types of stuff, or just regular
It's
fantasy.
not fantasy.
Not fantasy. Okay.
Not in a traditional sense, at least.
How about Elder Scrolls Online?
Nope.
See, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14.
Nope.
Final Fantasy 11.
Nope.
That probably came out too. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
That is correct.
Wow.
We got the collector's edition.
Oh my gosh. I should have gotten that.
No, you shouldn't. It was such a waste of money. It was such a waste. Hang on, let me change my camera here.
Yoshi was asking, can you play as a pirate? Well, yeah. I mean, he was before he guessed it. You can play the what's it called? The smuggler class. That's right.
I don't know. Hang on, give me a second.
Wasn't worth it. I mean, I'm a Star Wars. I mean, so the story I always talk about was with Star Wars Republic is that my guild in World of Warcraft, Q-less in Seattle, the plan was to go to Star Wars, all of us. That was the plan. I mean, I didn't hear anybody saying no. And one of the guys in my guild said, "Can I run the guild in Star Wars?" I go, "Fine with me. I don't mind that, you know." And so Star Wars came up. We got launched. I played beta. Came out. Started playing the game. And I go, well, why didn't half the guild jump? Because their rigs couldn't handle the game. Okay, fine.
That's fair because the hero engine is a garbage engine, even from those standards all those years ago.
And then people started playing it and starting to hate the game really fast, even though I was enjoying it. And people started vanishing. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So then the question is, you know, what's everyone doing back in World of Warcraft? Well, the old team that hadn't jumped were still there. They had reformed the raid team. Hey, Ken, you want to join us? You can, but you gotta commit to the same guild, the same raid times and durations. I go, wow, that's too much, you know. So I didn't do that anymore. So Star Wars has a bad taste in my mouth in that regards. And of course, then when it went free to play, they really ruined it. Stupid stuff. I've always loved Star Wars, but my biggest issue with the game is the graphics just don't hold up too well. I think the gameplay is fine. I think I get some of the things that you do are fine, but it's just, oh my gosh.
All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll try to show it to you guys as much as I can because yeah. Anyways, so again, you have the box here. You know, you got Darth Malgus out there in the front, right? And then you have the bounty hunter. You got the trooper. I forgot his name, but he does have a name. And then you have Sateel, the Jedi, right? Okay.
I'm showing your Twitch on my screen here too,
good.
so they can see it.
Wonderful. Yeah. That works too. Okay. All right, and so this comes off. So then I don't have to show everything on this camera then, right?
Yeah. Nope.
Cool. Okay. Right. And so again, you just have the cover, you know, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Oh man, the frame rate's absolutely horrid on the second camera. I guess we'll make do. And this is why it's so massive, because you got this giant statue of Darth Malgus, which I will show you here in a moment.
You ever pulled
Here's
it
the
out, put it
side.
on the shelf somewhere?
No, I pulled it out just to see what's
Oh.
inside, but I've never. Yeah, I've never. Oh man. All right, so inside you have. So I used to use this a lot, but I switched over to the mobile version. This is the little key thing.
Oh, the key. I
Um,
think I have one of those. Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
to
the
protect your account.
right.
And what's really funny about this is that people will use one of these for their account, not play for like 10 years, come back, and they'll have like a bajillion cartel coins because you get 100 per month for every time you actually have one registered to
Oh,
your account.
really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm using the app now, so I don't.
Yeah, same here. Because
Okay.
this I'm pretty sure is out of batteries, but let me check. Yeah, it's out of batteries. It doesn't work, so I would have been screwed. And plus, I could have lose. It's easy to lose too, in my opinion. So.
Yep. I'm not sure where mine's at right now. Not to mention it.
See, there you go. So you have this. What is this? The Journal of Master Nostaral.
Never opened.
Compiled. Yeah, never open. I can't show you what's inside because it still has the plastic wrap on it. So I don't know what this is. This is probably some sort of art book, but I kind of don't want to open it. So so sorry about that, guys.
That is fine. At this point, you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe later, but not now. And then now you have a poster of all the planets, I believe. Here, let me. Oh, it has a galaxy and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, locations on the galaxy.
Yeah. So there's way more planets now. Right. But I guess these are the original vanilla planets that you're able to visit in the game.
Yeah.
All right, and this is the soundtrack. Star Wars: Old Republic soundtrack. Did I open this? No, I didn't. It still has the seal right there in the middle.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. Again, sorry. I don't want to. I kind of don't want to open it. All right, and now you have the steelbook case, the collector's edition installation CDs. Back when CDs were still a thing.
That's right, Auntie M's. This is the unboxing of Star Wars: Old Republic.
I don't think this code really matters anymore. So, yeah, you get 30% off. I mean, if it does work, go ahead and use it. I don't care. 30% off Gentle Giant LTD. Oh, I guess you could buy figurines with this. You know, so it comes with that, and you know, what would you ever do if you didn't know what your keys could do, right?
Yep.
Now this does have the product registration on the back of this, so I'm not going to show that because I still use it. I guess legal stuff, installation, right? And then I mean I will admit these CD designs, they're pretty cool.
I think I'm sure I still have mine. I do have mine somewhere.
Right? You have Darth Malgus there, you have Satele Shan here. And again, you got the bounty hunter there. And I guess there was nothing here, but you know.
Right. It's a generic case.
Yeah, just a generic case.
Well, I mean, the inside, yeah.
All right,
wow.
Lastly, hang on. Oh, where am I going to... And yes, I do wear pants, as you could see.
I wasn't even thinking about that. The behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Shorts or pants, you know, yeah.
Yeah, shorts or pants. No, I do wear pants.
Yeah, figurine. That I get why it costs money for that figurine.
Oh, it comes with a little Darth Malgus trading card that's taped onto the styrofoam. Obviously, I never opened it.
Well, the trading card. You said you had it out, right? Didn't you say?
Yeah, I did open it just to see what was inside, but I never put it together or anything.
Oh, what? We gotta assemble it? Oh, see,
So
right now it would be outside somewhere because Star Wars. Even though I'm not playing SWTOR, I would have it somewhere.
Yeah, I think I did open it because the tape here is open. Or no, maybe. Is this?
Well,
Is this the tape that I put on it? I don't remember if this is. No, I'm pretty sure I opened it. I'm pretty. You know what? I'll open this one. Hang on.
Well, now, if you're planning on selling it, you want to make sure it's like never been opened.
I'm pretty sure I put this tape here. I'm pretty sure this tape was from me.
You know, I would have I put it back in the box, but I wouldn't have taped it. So you're a
I
little
think that's
more,
what I did.
You're a little more of a pro, I think, than I am. So it was easy to guess. I was just like
honestly,
on DMs,
though, even if I wanted to sell it, I probably wouldn't. You know, I don't think I would have gotten a whole lot in the first place. Well, even if it was opened or not.
I'm gonna go see. Go to eBay. Let's see what eBay says right now. eBay. And this is the Star Wars, the Old Republic Collector Edition, right?
Yep.
The one selling for $300.
Is it like mint condition?
PC
Never been
factory
opened,
sealed.
Yeah,
so
see, mine isn't factory
sealed.
sealed. Yeah, exactly. Mine obviously has been opened.
$300. Then there's like someone selling for $1,000.
Oh, I
Other
guess I
one's
never
selling
did
for
open it.
$3,800.
Oh, okay. So I guess I never did open. Maybe this tape was factory sealed. But anyways.
So $300 is the cheapest, but someone's selling it for $1,000. I'm selling for $3,800. You know, it's one of the things where it's like, if they're willing to put out there, 78 cents shipping from Canada. Oh my gosh.
Anyways, it does come with the base here,
$3,800.
as you could see. Oh, it even has a little plaque here. It's not numbered. It doesn't have any numbers or anything. Darth Malgus statue. Looks fancy. Yeah, actually, I take that back. I thought I opened it, but I guess I never did. This is the first time opening it, so.
Wow.
I'm glad I'm recording it now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here's someone selling it. Oh, the Darth Maga statue for $140, pre-owned.
Right, and then he just would.
Oh, well, here's one: Star Wars with figure but no game for $100, plus $20 shipping, so $120. You know, I mean,
there you go. You'd have it like that, just displayed.
I think worth for me to go buy it. It comes with the books and everything, you know.
You don't even really play the game anymore, though, right?
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's $100, you know. It's like game not included. Everything clean, like new condition. Includes only when it's pictured. Main figure never open, still sealed with tape.
Oh, it is sealed with tape. See, okay. For whatever reason, I had the impression that I opened it and I tipped it back up, but I guess that's not the case. But anyways, there you go. Complete statue, lightsaber, and everything.
This looks like a cool idea. No, I shouldn't do this.
If you think the figurine is worth the $100,
I know, but probably not. But
I mean, matter of fact, if I decide I need a downgrade, I'll even just give you this one.
It's yours. I think Em's asking, where is number 3 and what that means. She's asking, are you selling that? And then she's like, Auntie, no, he does not play SWTOR. I'm still a Star Wars fan.
But that's it, everyone. Welcome
That's
to
awesome.
My TED Talk.
That's awesome. All right, we had a chance to see the unveiling of the Star Wars Old Republic. It was pretty. We thought the fact that it was a PC only as an MMORPG, and then we determined it was post 2010. Then it's just a matter of writing them off, right? Just running down the list. I was kind of cheating a little bit because I was using SirJahzeal's song list of game names, and I'm like, okay. So that's why I said ESO. I was 14, and then the next one on the list was Star Wars. So we got that. All right, that is so cool, Solomon. You're right, at DMs. That is cool. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go to the main story quest.
It is time once again for the
there's styrofoam everywhere now.
For the Trinity Bros give you their MMO opinions.
All right, Gotta love that. Middle of that nice little wonderful song, we hear styrofoam everywhere. All right, so we don't have JahzealZeal here tonight, so we're not going to do the top 10 songs. Okay, we'll do one song in the Escort Quest. Okay, but the main story quest is what MMORPG has the best story. So that's a good idea from Solomon. That's a really kind of cool idea. So we're going to talk Zipper Tech. Speaking of top 10. So the question exists is like what MMORPG has the best story? Now, when that pops up, my first reaction is hearing my son Lurker in my ear saying
Fantasy 14.
Fantasy 14. He absolutely loves that story and everything about it. And it's good. Don't be wrong. It is good. You know, Stormblood to Shadowbringers to Endwalker. So it's cool. But there's other games too that also have kind of cool stories. I mean, they're not necessarily the best, and I'm not a very good person who remembers all these lore stuff and whatnot type things, right? So we think about, like, you know, World of Warcraft has a legacy and lore. You know, I don't know about best story. Dark Age of Camelot has kind of a legacy of lore. No. Rift was interesting by itself. Star Wars Old Republic is always a good one because it tells the story of the Old Republic. I love Star Wars stuff. That was kind of cool. It hadn't quite captured the same zeitgeist as KOTOR, especially the whole Revan and the reveal of who is Revan.
I agree.
But and then even more recent ones like New World or Lord of the Rings Online or Black Desert, even EverQuest, they don't seem to have that. So I would say that the MMORPG with the best story is Final Fantasy XIV. I play a lot of games, but I'm not really into the story, you know. But that's why I like Final Fantasy XIV story. So, what do you say, Solomon? What do you think has the best story?
Now, my list is completely subjective. I mean, obviously,
It's
everybody
always,
else's is.
yeah, duh.
But subjective, especially because of the fact that I never played Final Fantasy 14, especially Reborn. I played the, pre-Reborn, but I don't remember anything about that. So
Yeah.
my list would probably be a little bit more unorthodox, but I would probably argue for a lot of people it'd be World of Warcraft just because that's their first MMO they've ever played. But that's just speaking, from an MMO fan. It's not personally my favorite, but so therefore what I'm trying to say is that the lore and the story that I remember the most out of any online RPG, and I'm saying online RPG because it's not really an MMO, technically would be Guild Wars. Like, I remember more about the characters in that game, what happens within all the content drops, like what's going on, who the main protagonists and the antagonists are, and things like that. So, and Gwen, obviously, if you played the original Guild Wars, Gwen was such a huge and popular character or NPC or whatever that was so pivotal to the lore and the story, and to a certain extent she even is in part 2. Like her offspring, I think, has a huge part in the story of Guild Wars 2 or something like that, if I can remember correctly. And so I would say Guild Wars in my top 3 list probably has the best story. The next one is obviously going to be the Star Wars: The Old Republic. A little too much. I mean, the game's probably a little too focused on story, but again, because this is a top story within MMORPGs, that's not necessarily a bad thing in the context of what we're talking about. Again, carrying on over from the storyline of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, you're able to kind of finish off that Revan storyline within the Old Republic online game, which I think is really cool too, and that really pleased a lot of fans, a lot of fan service there as well. And the third one might surprise a lot of people, but I think Lost Ark has a really good story as well.
Oh,
It's not earth-shattering by any stretch of the imagination. It's still pretty mediocre for story standards, but for MMO standards, which is a lower bar, which is a lower expectation, I think Lost Ark has a pretty decent story, especially when you get to towards the end of what's the continent that starts with an R?
Yoshi
the
should know
very
this. Well, actually, JahzeaL should know this.
the first continent where you first start off on, it starts with an R, like Redimus or Ret something. Where you're traveling along with the priest that you first meet in the beginning,
Right? Yeah.
all the way towards the end, and then there's that. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but right when you have to defend the castle from the demons and seeing what happens to Armin and all of them and his companions, like I couldn't help but feel like a little of my heart being tugged a little bit,
Yeah.
and caring for what actually happens to Armin and the people that he associates with and the king
True.
and stuff like that. And so when I first saw that, I was like, man, I actually do care, and I'm finding myself actually reading the dialogue instead of just breezing through and pressing enter or F or whatever you press to just skip the entire dialogue. I'm actually reading the dialogue to see what happens next, and a little bit does become a little bit dry, especially when you get to Arthentine. I think that they call it. That's how you pronounce it. But anyways, it starts to pick up right back in Northern Vern. And then after that, and you're on the quest to find arcs and seeing what happens to everybody that you knew before. So that would be my top 3. I mean, there's other ones too, but
I like that because you brought up a good point about Lost Ark. I mean, some of the quests I wasn't caring about, but then when the priest, knowing that he's half
half demon, yeah,
and human, and then the whole you meet the king, right, and or the person trying to get the crown. Like, well, that's what's interesting. Like, that had like, oh, I'm part of this whole, let's restore the kingdom from the bad guys, So that was kind of cool. So she says, Arthentine.
Yeah.
Time. And you mentioned World of Warcraft. I mean, I said World of Warcraft came with a whole legacy of lore on the Warcraft series, but obviously because I love Lich King, that story, the whole idea of how, Arthas became Lich King. Well, it's got like a Thanos type of. It's like he's trying to do the right thing, and he doesn't. But when you go back in time and you see what he did to that town, if what town it was Lordaeron. It turned out to Undercity. How he destroyed it, and then of course the whole Lich King, and then not becoming Lich King, and like his dad's like, come home. It's like so. I think you're right about the fact that it's sometimes the first. MMO you play can be the one that hits you the most, as well as just where you are, what age you were, what you were doing at the time. That's I always talk about the fact that I'm not very good at remembering lyrics, lore, passages, whatnot. So quotable quotes. That's where I fall down. That's why I lean on other people at times. So what do y'all think in the chat there? I mean, Zerbertech mentioned RuneScape. I don't know if he's joking or not. I don't know what the lore for RuneScape is.
There's lore for RuneScape?
I don't know. Because what's funny? Because we play Lord of the Rings online. You're like, oh, there's lore here because it's Lord of the Rings online.
That's true.
But I don't remember really being into it. It's like,
that's true.
Rift had its own thing, like the whole storyline about what happened, the rifts and all kind of stuff. And you're the Guardians, but everyone's like, oh, we need you. We're going to send you back from being dead. And boop, they get be this whole thing, right? It's like, a lot of stories have a story. I mean, well, it's Wildstar or Rift or Warhammer 40k, Warhammer 40 Online, or Shadowbane, or even Cities of Heroes, or even Champions Online, or even like now Star Trek Online. They all have something, but
really quick, I'm actually glad that you mentioned City of Heroes. Because in terms of story and lore, they actually have their own comic books too that supplemented.
Yep, good point.
The story within the game, and I think that's really cool too.
Zerbertech says, RuneScape's entire quest log in world, the continuous story. Okay, I've not played RuneScape. I played the old school RuneScape one time, and like I'm not doing this anymore. Graphics are just terrible. It's like I don't.
They should remake the game in the Unreal Engine 5 now.
Yeah, I should. All right, we're going to go to an escort quest.
Walk with us as we escort you to safety, experience, and the adventure of a lifetime.
I just said we have JahzeaL is here in the chat in the stream, but not in the actual Discord chat. He's not feeling well. Keep praying for him and his back. We're planning on doing the top 10 MMO songs in order, because now we hit number 10. last week. We're going to do all 10 in order, but he decided to make the list 11. Like, what? Okay, so he threw at the last minute this song, and what he made a comment in our private chat was he was surprised nobody noticed that Final Fantasy XIV wasn't shown. I'm like, I thought it was. I talked to my daughter and my daughter's fiance today because they're big WoW players and whatnot, saying, yeah, we're going to do top 10 MMO songs, right? So I'm pretty sure 14's on there. And when you listen to the list, you go, oh, 14's not on there. So we're going to play this in the background. So you may, if you played Endwalker, you'll recognize this song. Final Fantasy XIV does a great job of having different zones with its own style. It's not universal like other games. And they also have a lot of lyrics too.
An actual song from the game.
Yep.
Wow. I was expecting like orchestra and like epic just instruments from like Sydney, Australia type thing, but no, this is just a song with guitars and voices.
I know they just. Yeah, I've heard this song played by. I've seen the actual band, I think. You know, actual live people playing it. Well, it was just, I mean, it was a video because they weren't really live, so to speak, right? But that's the thing about playing the different games, where the zone has their own music, then you go into the dungeons and the raids, and you have this own stuff too. And so, yeah, like I said, I used to dismiss the music. I hated the intro music coming into the game. Before you go to character creation, character screen, right, you hear the scales going up and down. I'm like, oh my gosh, so flighty, so who cares? No dramatic, you know, like when you first enter Dark Age of Camelot, oh my gosh, that music, and then in World of Warcraft, that music. But going to a concert, Seattle Symphony Orchestra, you know, like a concert, plus a lot of songs, and then, you know, listening more with Stormblood and Shadowbringers and Endwalker, I finally hit a song that was like, oh my gosh, a good rock song. And like, this is great. This song isn't the best one, in my opinion, but it is a good song. It's called Footfalls. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. No context. It doesn't have any, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, this like out of context, this just sounds like another generic 90s music from something from like Switchfoot or like, you know what I mean, like Offspring or I don't know. Although if this was in Japanese, I think I would appreciate it just a little bit more, to be honest.
Well, this,
in the context of RPG music, what it is, what I'm trying to say.
This song has lyrics, so.
I mean, is there a Japanese version of this game?
I would not be surprised, okay? Probably is.
Oh, okay.
So, next week, when Jahzeal's back, you'll find out where that placed in the top 11 now, okay? So, apparently we have one runner-up, you know. So, that's a good question. I want to go, the song that I liked from the Final Fantasy XIV. Protect says, okay, not to give the same answer twice, but RuneScape has some of the best music to work to. Oh, really? I did. Did we have a RuneScape on our list that he had? No. So that's the thing, you know. If you don't play the game, you may not know what game it really is. You know. Let's see. Right. So, Final Fantasy XIV, and this was Shadowbringers, okay? This song is called, where is it at? Gosh dang. What was it called? Oh my goodness. A lot of songs from that game. I'm trying to find the one.
Yeah, this song reminds me of the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm having flashbacks of high school.
Okay, I don't see it. So maybe I can go back to my YouTube, my history, and go Final. You spell right. Final Fantasy 14.
What are you looking for?
The song I liked.
Oh.
I don't. It doesn't show my just my history, does it? I'm in history, but I can't search it. Oh, search history. Here you go. Final.
Song's over.
Oh my word. Where is it? April 9th, April 2nd. Did I not do it here?
And this is from Final Fantasy 14?
The trailers, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought I actually did a listening to it. Oh my gosh. I guess it's not here. I guess it's not. Okay, well, I'm not gonna bother with it anymore.
One job, Dad.
I had one job to do. I can't even find. I thought I had it on my YouTube channel where I was listening to it. You know, so I can't remember what it is now. I thought I recognized the name of the song by just it's from the Alexander raid. XIV Alexander raids. It's like the different, like the Eyes of the Creator, Breath of. He's like, what song was that? You know. This is gonna bother me. I don't remember. The source.
Okay. Well, in other
Insatiable?
world events.
A Reason to Live. Figments. Yeah. So there you go. So come next week, we'll count them down to top 10 in order. You've been listening to them the last 11 weeks. You have not had the order, and so now we have it next week. The world events, we still talking about ESO High Isle coming out June 6th. We're not sure about that yet. We were going to do it the day before. Like I said, it's been delayed till March, so that's not happening. So join us for TwitchCon, October 7th through 9th. We'll be down there, so if you haven't made plans yet, we'll be there. If you want to join us, and don't forget Wrath of the Lich King at some point this year, and then finally Starfield at the end of the year. That's our plans for some world events and world quests. Okay. All right. Our quests are done. The dungeons are cleared, and the loot has been distributed. And all those crafting orders completed and mailed back to the customers. It's time to go to AFK. Solomon, where can we find you at?
In your basement.
In my basement. There you go. Yep.
Coffee and RPGs and whiskey and RPGs. Although, no, actually. So what I was about to say, I'm thinking about making a third channel just for shorts, but
Okay.
I don't want to bite off more than I could chew.
Yeah.
Because again, it's one of those things. The reason why I created a second channel is because long form content is completely different from the normal content that I usually do in Coffee and RPGs. But that's the same thing with shorts too. I notice a lot of people are playing around with shorts and they do get a lot of views and they do get a lot of subs. But once you start putting out your regular content, the people who subbed for your channel from the shorts will not watch your regular content. So you end up dividing your audience, unfortunately.
I guess so.
In terms of the algorithms, it shows.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I thought I would watch a short, and that might give me want to go watch the long form. I've seen you as well as some others are like, "Hey, here's my short. Go see the long form."
Right,
which
but
is fine.
That would be the exception and not the rule.
Oh. Okay, well,
because a lot of people who are on YouTube now are just there for the shorts now because they have to compete with TikTok and Instagram too.
Yeah, the reels.
Right, exactly.
Right, you can find SirJahzeal at SirJahzeal on Twitch. That's his name. Other places too. Discord, Twitter, whatever it is. And you can find me, Kennethan, here on this channel on Twitch, as well as Kennethan64 on YouTube or Kennethan Live on Twitter. That's right. I don't have the same name all over the place, but who cares at this point?
All over the place.
I do have a local channel, kennethan.locals.com, and then other social media I'm not using as much as other stuff, so we'll see how it goes. So we'll see you next week for another great show, and join us for the top 10, 11 best MMO songs of all time, as per SirJahzeal. Clearly, we can see that Cybertech will disagree with that. He thinks that RuneScape has some pretty awesome songs, which I don't know about, so we'll go from there. So anyways, we'll see you around next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for joining my channel. I appreciate it.
Check out the further adventures of Kennethan by liking and subscribing and watching me live on twitch.tv/Kennethan.